Heyo, it's Omnidog. Thanks for tuning in for this video, which is about my favorite book so far this year. So I've read quite a bit, although I haven't entered it all into Goodreads yet. But two books have really stood out to me that may not be getting as much attention as they deserve. And so I thought I'd do this to let you know these two really fun books that have set themselves above everything else so far in 2022. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. So, what books am I talking about? What are you talking about, Omnidog? Okay, first book, great concept. I love it to pieces. Barbaric. Now, not only is this well written by Michael Morecci, it's a really well thought out, really interesting premise, and the art is great. So we meet Owen the Barbarian. I kept wanting to say Conan, but it's Owen the Barbarian. And he's a barbarian. He likes to do whatever it is that Conan says. Raise your village, take your women and drink wine. I forget what the quote is, but he's a barbarian. He likes to kill people, he likes to drink, he likes to sleep with women, and he's completely evil. So he meets these, and I'm not going to spoil this more than telling you the premise of the story. He meets these witches, and they put a curse on him. Not only is he immortal, but he has to do good deeds using this bloodthirsty axe called Axe, who gets drunk on the blood of the evil people that he kills. And Axe has got an attitude and is funny as heck. And they meet a gal who may or may not be a witch. And so the story takes her, there's a good picture of the Axe. It talks, is sassy, likes to get drunk on the blood of the enemies, and they're always bad guys. And so it is a riot. It is so well written and so fun. A barbarian with a talking axe, with a possible witch as a partner, going around felling people from town to town. He is compelled, Owen is, to help someone whenever they ask him for help. He doesn't particularly like it because he's still the barbaric, the person that he was, but he's getting used to it a little bit. And the adventures they have, let's see, I don't want to spoil it, but the adventures they have in the first book, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be ongoing for a while because it's awesome. It tells the backstories of the possible, perhaps, witch, and what she's like, what kind of childhood she had. And then they have to go into battle. I don't want to say much more than that. I think that this is a guaranteed fun book. Just a joy to read. And we talk about comics on my channel. It's always because we want to read something fun. The fun of comic books, the joy they give us. A prime example is Barbaric. I love the concept. I sharply written, sassy axe responses, drinking... and he's hiccuping because he's drunk. Here he is. Here's the axe asking for more blood. Blood. So I highly recommend Barbaric. I really can't tell you much more because I don't want to spoil it, but rest assured, this book has separated itself from other books with its really amazing creative really amazing, creative, and I don't want to say innovative, but the creative script and how he sets it up And just the fact that the barbarian is immortal and having to do good, that's his curse. He has to do good to pay for his previous sins. And with the talking axe that gets drunk, I've got to tell you, it's amazing. Now, one place where you can get books is, of course, organic priced books, where you get $2 off your order with the code OMNIDOG, all in caps. And if you want 5% more off, ship 3 books or more with the code OMNIDOGSHIPITTOGETHER. You get an extra 5% off your order. How good is that? Don't worry, it's all in the description box below this video. And organic price books, it's the place to go. Great packaging, great shipping, great choice of books. Lots and lots of books, great communication, highly recommend them. The Many Deaths of Laila Starr. At first I was like, wait, what? I almost forgot the title. So this is, of course, by the fabulous Ram V, who I don't see how this book gets out of my top 2 by the end of the year. Now, this is almost the end of March 2022. I don't see how this book doesn't stay. I'll tell you the premise without spoiling it for you, because it is kind of like Day Tripper meets one of the Endless from the DC universe, like Death. Day Tripper meets the personification of Death is how I would compare it, as a kind of a mishmash of those two things. It's comical. It's deeply philosophical. One issue is told from the viewpoint of a cigarette that's getting smoked, which I thought was amazingly creative. And in this part here, this is Death meeting in corporate headquarters. The 8-armed goddess of death, as you see, she has several arms, is meeting her boss, another 3-headed god. This is the Hindu religion that it's based on, which I am assuming is because Ram V was brought up. It's set in Mumbai because she's out of a job and gets fired and has to go live out the rest of her life as a mortal on Earth. Somebody has invented immortality, she's told, and she's out of a job. She gets upset and says, I bet taxes still has her office. And so, I mean, it's extremely funny. It's very sharply written, but it's deeply philosophical because she has a chance to, the kid that gets born, she pulls some strings, and the kid that is supposed to invent immortality, has herself sent to that day, and she wants to kill the kid. So she's got a job again. And the story goes on from there. She does get killed a few times, is brought back to life by the god of life in the Hindu religion, Prana. The art is just beautiful, and it's set in Mumbai, as I said. And it deals with the intersecting relationship of the kid who invents immortality and Death herself. She inhabits the body of a recently killed girl named Laila Starr. And it's how it starts off with a bit of the caste system in India and how that works. It talks about the beliefs of people, the obsession with death that mortals have, and it has a talking crow, a talking funeral crow. She's also helped out Laila Starr in the very beginning by a ghost. So it's a book that has her experimenting and dealing with and learning how humans feel. But it's much more than that. It is while it's on the surface a fun book, it has a lot to say about living life and how, well, I don't want to spoil it because that's part of the joy of reading this book, is what it's truly trying to say. And it doesn't hint at it. It says it. And it is just so well written and just so well illustrated. It drew me in, and I loved this book. Loved it, love it. It's so thoughtful and so interesting and funny, sharply written, as I said. I don't see how this bounces out of my top 5 for the rest of the year. I can't wait to read the book that bounces this out, because I'm not sure that it's going to happen, but it's going to be fun trying. So this, and it also has a story that's partly told by the last Chinese temple in Mumbai, which I thought was, it's a case study of how anything can be made interesting with the right writer. I mean, wow, this book made me think, made me laugh, made me happy. It's one of those books that's changed my perspective. Whether I can hang on to that the rest of my life is a good question. Because it's got points to be made, but doesn't hit you over the head with them. It's a gentle, loving, interesting, beautiful story that I can't recommend enough. The Many Deaths of Laila Starr. This is put out by Boom, and Barbaric is put out by Vault. So I highly recommend them. And don't forget, if you want to get books, it's down below in the description box, Organic Price Books, code OMNIDOG, and you'll see what the shipping code is for another 5% off at Organic Price Books. So please seriously consider reading these 2 books and let me know what you think about them. I encourage messages. I love to read people's comments. I really love my fans. They're so great. I love all of you. You're always so leave me such good messages and suggestions and things like that. If you have other books to suggest to me, I'm always open to suggestion. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit notifications. Feel free to leave comments, and pick up these books, man. I think you'll dig them. 2 best books so far in 2022. And they could have been released in 2021, but I didn't get a chance to read them until now. So, I don't know, you know how it goes with me. I get around to it when I can. So, peace and love, peace and love. I appreciate everybody watching. You guys are fantastic. And peace and love, peace and love. Be nice to each other, please. Peace and love.